Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight we're going to be discussing how to change the lower rudder bearing. The easiest way to check to see if it's worn is to take the rudder, be under tension, push it all the way against the stop. Now we can't do that here because we've taken the bolt out, but when you push it, watch this gap, and when you push it against the stop and go a little more, if the gap increases, the bearing's worn. So to remove the bearing, the first thing we did was we went and took our wooden blocks from rigging, put them behind the rudder pedals on the pilot side. This takes the spring tension off the cables, and we can take it off the control horn, both sides, and we safety wire them so they don't drop into the tail cone, and then it's a pain in the butt to try to get them back out. So safety wire them first. Okay, then we take out the clevis bolts and the castle nuts, and you'll notice that you can't drop this down with the elevator in place. So what we're having to do is we're going to have to take this bracket off anyway. So we've taken out the two the AN3s up on top and taken the nuts off the back. We've taken off one of the number 6s, and now we're going to remove them. Remove the last one and get a nice long extension for your 1/4-inch drive, and that way you're right here in the gap. You're not going to be digging up your paint on your airplane or anything. Take that bolt out. And now we've removed everything that we need to. We can bring the rudder now, pick this part up, slide the rudder out, take off the control horn and the spacer, and now we can slide the rudder bushing off, and you can see it's also very important to hang on to this spacer, which goes up on the top part where the number 3s go through, where the bottom holes. So this is how you change out this bearing, and now we're going to go ahead and remove it and put in a new one. We're going to push this bearing right out, always pointing away from you. Bad bearing. Gone. Let's get a new one. Before we do that, we're going to go clean this bracket real quick. And this is the 902013 bearing. It's the same one that's in the ailerons. We bend it a little bit, make it a little heart shape, slide it in, expand it out, and then to make sure it's fully expanded, take the bearing sizing tool and run it through. And now that bearing is ready to go back on. So that's how you change it out. Reassembly is the reverse of that process. And before we put it all back, we're going to take all these parts that have been over lubricated and we're going to go clean them. So I'd like to thank you for watching Grumman Pilot's YouTube channel. Oh, and by the way, while we're putting it back together, we will put it back together with new hardware. Been on the airplane for 40 years. The only thing we will use is this very expensive close tolerance bolt, which goes through the rudder into the control horn. I'd like to thank you for watching Grumman Pilot's YouTube channel. Directly supports Grumman Pilots Association. Your GPA. Have a fun day.